Today, I'm gonna show you how to do a life audit to figure out where you are in life and how to create the life of your dreams. And this is just in time for 2024. All you need is 2 sheets of paper and a pen. So I'm gonna show you how to do it and we're gonna do it together. This is life-changing. This is what you need to make 2024 the best year of your life, where all your dreams are gonna come true. I know that is a very bold claim, but once you do this, I think you'll see what I'm talking about. So go ahead, make your favorite bevy, coffee, tea, whatever. Sit down with me, grab your materials, and let's do this. Oh my God. So in this life audit, you're basically gonna analyze where your life is right now and where you want it to be. And I think a lot of the times when we set New Year's goals and resolutions, we set all these like goals and habits of things we want to do without really knowing why we're doing them or what we are working towards or where we are starting from. Like before you have directions of where you're going to go, you need to know your starting point. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so you're going to grab 1 sheet of paper and you are going to fold it in half. Doesn't have to be perfect. We just need to get it done. And now the same sheet of paper, you're going to fold it in thirds like this. Doesn't have to be perfect. I got my perfectionistic tendencies are getting to me. So you see, I folded it in 3 like this. So when you open it, that doesn't look that good. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Now it looks like this. Now in this column, I want you to list aspects or categories of your life. Obviously, there's a lot that are gonna be the same. I'm gonna tell you right now the ones that I did. This is my life audit that I did the other day. So on my categories list, I have physical health, mental health, finances, productivity, self-development. I want to note productivity and self-development, those are 2 different things. Productivity is kind of like my productive output with my work and like tasks and things that I have to do. Self-development is deeper than that. It's more like, you know, learning a new language, gaining knowledge. A lot of these can go hand in hand. Like obviously self-development and mental health can be related, but self-development is just kind of like learning new skills that's not just for work or career focus. Then I have home, then I have business here. You might want to put career or whatever it is that suits your life. If you're studying and you're in school, you can put like your studies, your school, whatever. Then I have spirituality. I'm not like a very religious person, but spirituality, I think of like being connected to the universe or being connected to nature and just feeling a general sense of connectedness. And I have fun and recreation, which is like hobbies, doing things for fun, living life. Relationships, this is specifically not love, romance relationships. I have relationships as in my family, my friends, and the people around me. And then finally I have marriage. So if you are in a relationship, you can put your marriage, your relationship, or if you're single, you can put like romantic life, whatever you want. And if there's any other categories that you can think of that apply to you, you can do them, but these are the ones I picked. Okay, so once you're done with that, in that first skinny column, which is the one that you see right here, you are going to rate where you are right now in each aspect on a scale 1 to 10. You need to be so real with yourself right now because this is what's gonna help you get to where you're going. So in physical health, mental health, on a scale 1 to 10, just rate where you think you are and like how happy you are with the aspect of your life, how much effort you're putting into it, etc. So go ahead and do that now. Now that you're done with that second skinny column, I want you to write down 1 year from now where, like let's say a year from now, you ask yourself the same question, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. What number do you want to see in that third column, that second skinny column? Before you start, obviously your first instinct might be to put a 10 for everything because of course we want our lives to be perfect. We want everything to improve, 10 out of 10 on everything. But you have to be realistic with yourself. How much are you really gonna improve in 1 year? You're not gonna jump like 7 points. You're not gonna go from a 2 to a 10. Maybe you will if you put all your resources in just that one aspect of your life. But if you're trying to improve in everything, you have to be realistic with yourself. So just go ahead and rate where you want to see yourself a year from now on a scale of 1 to 10. And another reason why it shouldn't be 10 is because we're never really done improving in life, right? In life, we're always trying to be better and better and better. So in 1 year, you're not going to achieve every single goal you've ever thought of. Like next year, we do it again and we improve again from that second column. Okay, so go ahead and write in that second column where you want to be 12 months from now in each category. And it's interesting to see in which categories you want to make the biggest jump. Those categories might be something that's your priority. For example, for me, something that had the biggest jump was self-development, because I haven't spent a lot of time on self-development. Like I've always said, okay, I want to learn a new language. I want to get better at Italian. I want to listen to podcasts. I want to read more books. And I haven't done that just because I've been so focused on like work and like doing other things that I've let that slide. So self-development is my biggest like jump, that I want to jump 5 points because I had a 3 on it. And then I want to be at a 7 next year. What else has the biggest jump? The 2 other things that have the biggest jump is my productivity. Even though I put a lot of my focus into my business, I just feel like I'm not as productive as I should be. Like I'm not very organized. My time management sucks. And I know that if I tackle productivity, the rest of these things like mental health, finances, business will end up flourishing as well. So that's why I put a star. You see where I put a star here? I put a star in productivity. I put a star in self-development, and I put a star in physical health, just because I feel like I've gotten so sick so often this year. I haven't been very active. I've just been slacking, okay? So physical health, productivity, and self-development are my priorities. So I put a star next to them. Obviously, I'm still gonna work on all of these things, but I know that if I tackle these 3 things, everything else will follow. You have to really look at these things and identify your 3 focus areas. And I think when we finish this exercise, we have 1 more column to fill out. You'll see now why the priorities are important, but just go ahead and leave a star on your top 3. Okay, so now that we're done with that, here comes the fun part. In this last column right here, you are gonna write down 1 habit or action. If you could just do 1 thing in each category to take you from, let's say, a 4 to an 8, or a 3 to a 7, or a 4 to a 6, to whatever number you want, write it down. So I'm gonna give you the examples that I wrote down for mine. Maybe you can get some inspiration from it, and you can also think of your own, okay? For physical health, I wanna go from 4 to an 8. I thought to myself, what is one habit that I can do to improve my physical health? And I wrote down run 1 mile a day. It seems so simple, it's just 10 minutes a day, but I feel like just getting the ball rolling and getting that momentum to exercise more and just running 1 mile a day will help me create a habit, will help me just feel so good. And I think running is one of the best things you can do for your like mental and physical health. Just running 1 mile a day is something doable, and it's a habit. For mental health, I wrote down meditate 10 minutes a day. That is the thing that helps my mental health the most. It's something that I've always had trouble sticking to, but we're gonna try, okay? For finances, I wrote down monthly budget review. It's where me and Johnny sit down and just review our budget, our spending. Also like little things like random subscriptions that we have to cancel. I feel like unless you are very aware of all these things, your bank account is just gonna get sucked out. You know what I mean? We live in a society where it's just like double click, tap to pay. It's just so easy to spend your money, and it's very important to like know where it's going, because we work hard for our money, you know? So we should be in control of where it's going. For productivity, I wrote using the Pomodoro technique. It's something I've done in the past, but it's basically where you set a timer and you focus on a task for 25 minutes. I have a really bad habit of getting sidetracked and trying to multitask. For self-development, I wrote listen to 1 podcast a week. I feel like podcasts are better for me than reading books when it comes to like learning things, just because it's easier for me to listen to a back and forth dialogue conversation. For my home, I just put 15 minutes every evening tidy up. Very simple, but I just feel like a little bit every day will help my home stay decluttered and organized. For business, I just put set yearly goals and create a business plan, because can you believe that we don't have a business plan? For spirituality, I put spend alone time and journal. So for spirituality, for me, it's all about like getting in touch with myself, with what I want, feeling in touch with the universe around me, and journaling and just like being alone, being with my own energy helps kind of like replenish that. Fun and recreation, I put dance, because I love to dance, and this also goes hand in hand with physical health. So I put dance at least once a week. You could do a hobby at least once a week. Spend an hour like learning to paint or learning something new that you love. For relationships, I put have at least 1 monthly like one-on-one hangout with a friend, because a lot of times with my friends we hang out in like groups, which is fine and it's fun, but I just feel like when you hang out one-on-one, you can really see how someone is doing and connect with them on a deeper level. And for marriage, I put date nights twice a month. So those are my examples. Go ahead and take some time to write down 1 habit for each thing. And it doesn't have to be a daily habit, by the way. Some of these are monthly, like set a monthly budget review. Some of them are weekly. Some of them are just like a general thing, like using the Pomodoro method. Okay, so now go ahead and grab your second sheet of paper. You have your first one done with your columns. You're gonna grab a second sheet of paper and you are going to, let me remember how I did this because I did a little sloppy. So you are going to fold the paper in half first, a little hot dog. And then you're gonna open it, and then you are going to fold it into thirds going this way. So you created something like this, so you have 6 boxes. This is our life audit. And now this is our action plan based on all these habits. This is what you're gonna do. Morning, evening, weekly, monthly. And then in the bottom boxes, you're gonna write down action items. And then in the last box, you're gonna write stacking. And I will explain in a second what we're doing. Go ahead and go to your first list. And I want you to grab the little habits that you put. And by the way, these habits, the more specific they are, the better. So notice how for physical health, instead of put run every day, I put run 1 mile every day. Because the more specific you are, the more likely you are to actually achieve that action. So I'm gonna put that habit into the morning. So I'm gonna put run 1 mile every morning. I wake up, put my shoes on, and go. You have to set yourself up for success. So under that habit, I want you to put little bullet points of how you are gonna ensure that you actually make that morning habit happen. So the way I'm gonna make it happen is I'm gonna have my Apple Watch charged, because I feel like if I don't have my Apple Watch during my run or during my workout, it doesn't count. So I need to have my watch charged, okay? I'm a lot more motivated to run with my watch, and then I don't have to take my phone because I listen to my music through my watch. I'm gonna have my workout clothes laid out, already ready to go. Thankfully, I have a lot of cute workout clothes thanks to Women's Best. They do sponsor me, my channel, and they're always coming out with new stuff. We're gonna have my favorite sets laid out with my sneakers and my socks ready to go. So I get out of bed, brush my teeth, and I don't have to look for clothes. Like, the less barriers that you have to make this habit happen, the more likely you're gonna do it. And I'm gonna have my water bottle filled up and ready to go. Oh my God. 3 little things to make sure it happens. 10-minute meditation in the morning. So I'm gonna try to put these together. As soon as I finish my run, I'll go straight into my meditation. And I'm adding here 10 minutes of journaling, like alone time, journaling, etc. So what I'm doing to ensure that I make that habit happen is having my iPad charged, because my guided journal is on my iPad. If you didn't know, I did create a guided journal. It's called the Book of You. It's really wonderful. I've always been the kind of person that I do need a journal prompt to really get into journaling. I need to know some kind of direction of what to go in. And I created these journal prompts through questions I asked myself in therapy with my therapist about life. There's actually a whole story behind this, and I kind of talk about it in the Book of You in the first page. And it's a really beautiful story. It's like life-changing, but yeah, I created this guided journal. So if you want that, I have that for sale in the Daily Thrive shop. It's a really, really great journal. Like, it is also life-changing, but if you prefer to just journal on your own, like freely without a prompt, you can do that as well. So there you go. Now let's move on to evening routines. Grab some of these things and put them in your evening routine. So the only thing I have here in my evening routine is 15 minutes of organization, like tidying up. So 15 minutes evening cleanup in my home to help me just stay organized, because I'm a very messy person. It's like a right brain thing, or maybe it's an ADHD thing, who knows. Go ahead and write down things in the weekly section that you're gonna be doing weekly. So for me, I have, what do I have? Oh, okay, so I have listened to 1 podcast a week and dance class at least once a week. And then write down your monthly habits based on this list. So from the things that you wrote down, what are some things that you are doing monthly? So once you have that filled out, you are gonna go ahead and create some action items. So what are action items? These are the things that you can do right now to prepare yourself to make these things happen. So obviously in morning for run 1 mile, we already put the specific things to make sure like we make that habit happen. But for example, some action items I have is download a Pomodoro timer app. So an app that's gonna help me do that. Like those are things that you can do right now to make all these things happen. Another action item I have right now is to schedule already my monthly budget reviews for next month. So if you are alone, you could just do this on your own time. If you live with a partner or you have a family, you can do this as a family together. But schedule a time right now in your calendar, a time that you are gonna do that specific habit. So one of the habits you want to do is journaling. Another action item could be to purchase a journal you love or to purchase the guided journal if that's what you want. But to like make these things happen so that when the time comes to actually create the habit, you have everything you need. You don't have to waste time getting what you need. You have it, you got it. Once you're done with the action item section, we have our very last section, which is habit stacking. And this is important, okay? We're gonna figure out how do we stack our habits so it's not so overwhelming. That means that you link one habit with another. So a great example would be, let's say gratitude. You wanna do morning gratitude, say 3 things you're grateful for every morning. You could do that while you brush your teeth. So brushing your teeth is something that you do every day anyway, right? I hope so. So every time you brush your teeth, you just create that connection where every time you're brushing your teeth, that is a time that you say 3 things in your mind that you're grateful for. Another habit stacking, like for me specifically, what I'm doing is I'm stacking running a mile with meditation. So for me, those 2 things kind of go together. So I'm gonna run my mile. I've got my Apple Watch, I've got my headphones on, and as soon as I'm done with my mile, in a nice quiet place, I'm gonna do my guided meditation. So go through the habits that you've created and try to stack as many of them together as you can. Obviously be realistic, you're not gonna be able to stack everything, but the more things you can stack, the better. Okay. So that is pretty much our life audit and our action plan. Something I do want to touch on before we end this is, you know, the 3 things that you prioritize, the 3 things you added a star to. The reason that is important is because life happens and you are not gonna have the time to do your whole morning routine every single morning. Like things are gonna happen, things are gonna come up where you might wake up in the morning and you only have like 15 minutes to do something. And you're like, oh my God, should I run a mile? Should I meditate? Should I journal? What do I do? Oh my gosh. So you go back to your priority list and you see what did you put an asterisk on that is your priority. For me, the priority is physical health because I know improving my physical health will help my mental health, will help so many other things. So if I'm trying to pick between run a mile a day, meditate 10 minutes, and journaling, according to this, that I've already decided I should run the mile a day because that is my priority, the thing I wanna focus on the most. In a perfect world, we're gonna wanna do everything, but it's not a perfect world and you wanna have these priorities highlighted so that when you don't know what to do, you have an answer, okay? Yeah, I think that is pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed doing this together. Wow. I can like feel it in my bones that this is gonna be such a good year. You know, I wanna hear about what you wrote about, okay? So if you wanna share, go ahead and share down in the comments below. Like we can talk together as a community about what our priorities are for the year. I'll go ahead and write down some of the habits that you put and give other people ideas because I'm sure other people watching this video might like need some inspiration, need some ideas of what habits to put and how to create their life. So go ahead and take these papers and tape them to wherever you spend the most time or whatever you see every single morning so that if you ever feel like you're going off track or you don't know like what's going on in your life, you just come back here and you have a sense of direction. Well, this was fun. Yeah, I don't know how to end this. If you enjoyed this, please let me know if you want to see any other videos in the same style. I have so much that I want to share. Obviously, I'm not perfect and I'm still learning a lot about life and how to navigate life, but I do want to share my journey with you and the things I'm learning so we can grow together and become better people together and just enjoy this beautiful life together. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching and doing this with me today. Thank you for sharing your time with me here on the tube. Oh, and also, if you want to be friends, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I do post there more on a daily basis. I know I've neglected my YouTube family a little bit, but I am posting more on Instagram and TikTok. So if you want to just like be friends over there, I'm over there. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.